Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we re-diving deep into the world of luxury cuisine to uncover the story behind one of the most expensive and fascinating delicacies on the planet, edible bird's nest. Have you ever wondered why this gelatinous soup, made from the hardened saliva of a tiny bird, commands such a high price? Well, you're about to find out. Our story begins not with a chef, but with a bird's swiftlet. These remarkable creatures, found primarily in Southeast Asia, build their nests in high, dark caves using their own saliva. This saliva hardens into a web-like structure, which is the key ingredient we're talking about today. Now, how did humans go from seeing these nests high up on a cave wall to serving them in a delicate porcelain bowl? The practice of consuming bird's nest is believed to have originated in China during the Tang dynasty, around the 7th to 10th centuries. Legend has it that the famous Chinese explorer Zheng He and his fleet were stranded at sea due to a storm. With their food supplies dwindling, they discovered swiftlet nests on a deserted island. They gathered them, cleaned them, and cooked them into a soup. To their surprise, they found that consuming the nests restored their energy and vitality. When Zheng He returned to the imperial court, he presented this newfound delicacy to the emperor. The imperial physicians studied the nests and believed they possessed incredible medicinal properties. They were said to nourish the lungs, improve the complexion, and even prolong life. From that moment on, edible bird's nest became a treasure reserved exclusively for the royal family and the highest echelons of Chinese society. It was a symbol of immense wealth, status, and a commitment to good health. The demand from the imperial court created a new and perilous profession: bird's nest harvesting. For centuries, brave individuals, often from coastal communities, would scale treacherous cliffs and navigate deep, dark caves with nothing more than handmade rattan ladders and ropes. The risk was immense. Many lost their lives in pursuit of these white gold nests. This danger, combined with the nest's rarity and the sheer difficulty of the harvest, was the initial driver of their exorbitant price. As China's influence grew, so did the demand for bird's nest. The trade routes established across Southeast Asia turned into a lucrative network for this commodity. Merchants from Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, and Vietnam began supplying the Chinese market. The nests were graded based on their color, purity, and shape. The most prized were the blood nests, or red nests, which have a reddish hue. A common myth suggests they are stained with the swiftlet's blood, but the color is actually due to oxidation or minerals absorbed from the cave walls. These red nests fetched and still fetched the highest prices. For hundreds of years, the supply was entirely dependent on these wild harvests. It was a finite resource, and as demand continued to surge, particularly with the rise of a wealthy merchant class, the price skyrocketed even further. The nests were no longer just a food. They were an investment, a precious gift, and a cornerstone of traditional Chinese medicine. Now, let's fast forward to the modern era. You might think that with modern technology, harvesting would become easier. While some tools have improved, the fundamental challenge remains. Wild nests are still found in dangerous, inaccessible locations. Furthermore, overharvesting became a serious threat to the swiftlet populations. This led to an ingenious innovation that would change the industry forever. Swiftlet farming in the late 20th century. People in countries like Indonesia and Malaysia began constructing purpose-built concrete structures that mimic the dark, humid conditions of a natural cave. They would play swiftlet calls to attract the birds, encouraging them to build their nests inside these nesting houses. This method was a game changer. It allowed for a more sustainable and controlled harvest, as collectors could wait until the baby birds had matured and left the nest before collecting it. However, don't assume this made birds' nest cheap. Building and maintaining these nesting houses is a significant investment. Furthermore, the cleaning process is incredibly labor-intensive. After harvesting, each nest is soaked in water, and then, using a pair of tweezers, workers meticulously remove every single feather, speck of dirt, and impurity by hand. This can take hours for a single nest. The final product, you see the clean, white, cup-shaped nesties, the result of immense manual labor. So, when you see a small box of birds' nest selling for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, you're not just paying for the saliva of a bird. You are paying for a rich history that stretches back over 1,000 years. You're paying for the perilous risks taken by ancient harvesters. You're paying for the intricate science and investment of modern swiftlet farming. And you're paying for the hours of painstaking manual labor required to clean and prepare this delicacy for consumption. From an emperor's exclusive tonic to a globally recognized luxury food, the journey of the edible bird's nest is a testament to its enduring appeal. It's a fascinating blend of nature, history, tradition, and human ingenuity. The high price reflects not just its perceived health benefits, but the incredible story and effort woven into every single strand. So the next time you hear about bird's nest soup, you'll know exactly why it's one of the most expensive foods in the world. It's a taste of history, a spoonful of tradition, and a product of incredible human effort. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive today. I hope you found it as fascinating as I do. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next exploration into the world's most amazing foods. See you in the next one.